In an effort to drive UUNET into the future, UUNET determined it was best to talk with the future.
Play games. Yeah. Every god. I don't know.
The story of WorldCom and UUNET, and I can't do it here. I need to go find somewhere very peaceful and very tranquil to share this story with you, so let's get going. Whew, that is so much better. Okay, where was I? Oh yes, the story of WorldCom. We're going to do this in a proper three-part narrative story sequence, which is the setup, the conflict, and the resolution. Let's start with the setup. Most people know the story of WorldCom, but they don't know the story of UUNET. UUNET, Unix to Unix networking, for you geeks out there, was the greatest company ever told that you could ever possibly work for. WorldCom bought us. WorldCom went and did some fraud, just a wee little bit, destroyed the company, a whole bunch of people were unemployed, skip to the conflict. Okay, basically, all joking aside, the conflict was we were trying to build this incredible company. Back in the 90s, if you wanted the internet, you came through us. If it was dial-up, internet to your office, whatever it was, it probably came through our company. Now, we took incredible pride in what we were doing. We actually didn't work for much salary. We worked for stock options, thinking if we could build this incredible company, then we could build something grand for ourselves as well. And it worked for a long time, until Bernie and WorldCom decided they didn't want it to work anymore. Okay, like I say, if you want the details, go to Wikipedia, look up WorldCom, you can find all of the gross details. What happened to a lot of us, and I'm not going to use me as an example, but I'm going to use a lot of folks that I know through Facebook groups as an example, because they went through the same thing. When we got laid off, and 17,000 of us got laid off at the same time, for instance, I had to kill my entire staff, then I went bye-bye, and it took 8 or 9 months for me to find a job. That's 8 or 9 months living off of credit cards, what little severance they gave us, and trying to find a job in an economy that, well, the then president decided that he didn't care if it got any better or not. A lot of folks went through some very tough times. A lot of folks were considering bad things like suicide. A lot of people were very destitute, didn't know what they wanted to do. I was one of them. Now, that's the conflict. And I'm not going to get into that because resiliency isn't conflict. Resiliency is what you do with it after the fact, right? Okay, let's have some nice peaceful green behind me since we're in the... What part of the story we're in? Setup, conflict, resolution. We're in the resolution part of it. Okay, what it taught me, and the resiliency part of this is actually pretty clear, is that before this happened, I was your typical 80s, early 90s kind of person, which meant I was greedy. I was working for money, thinking for myself. Now, when you lose everything, when you hit rock bottom, you can go a couple different ways. You can scream at the world and try to get back to where you were, or you can take a look and see maybe there's somewhere else you need to be. Now, for me and a lot of the other folks, what that translated to was we wanted to be somewhere else. I was, like I say, out of work for 9 months. I eventually had to move 100 miles away, where I was commuting 4 hours each day until I actually had to move. But during that downtime, I decided to become a volunteer at EMT. Nokesville Station 5, go rah. Now, that taught me a whole lot about helping other people and putting myself outside of myself. So I guess the resiliency part for me here, at least with the WorldCom UUNET, is it taught me to be a better person. Now, does every story have to have a moral, an ending, Aesop's fairy tale kind of everyone walks away very happy with the unicorn dust raining down on top of them? In this case, it actually did. Now, do I wish UUNET still existed? Oh, absolutely. That was an incredible place to work, incredible people. I've never worked with better people in a better place. But it taught me to be a different person. I don't know that I would be here talking to you. I don't know if I would be here doing a lot of the things that I have been doing the past few years if I didn't get past myself and have the opportunity to learn what other people are like. Now here's a fun fact. This is the second time I filmed all of this, and I'm really hoping it worked. I was up here earlier in the day. I spent an hour talking to this camera, and the camera wasn't on. It has somehow reset itself to take photos. I have 5 really lovely photos of me pushing the button, and none of them are me actually talking to you. So let's see if this one actually worked, please. Okay, we're gonna take a short break so you can see a boat go by. By the way, as I'm filming this, just so you know, it's December 12th, 11 days until Christmas. I'm wearing shorts, for God's sakes. How about you?